Signal caller by trading up from 20 to 11 to draft Justin Fields after the Ohio State quarterback slipped out of the top 10. Chicago GM Ryan Pace said, quote, "We had multiple plans tonight, and the way the board was falling, we got excited when the quarterbacks came off that way, and Justin continued to fall." So, Shannon, how surprised were you by this?
I'm not surprised at all, Skip, because we know Andy Dalton is a stopgap. They still have Nick Foles on the roster. Mitchell Trubisky, if I'm not mistaken, he's in Buffalo, or he's moved on somewhere. But anyway, Skip, they need a quarterback that they can build for the future. They thought they had that with Trubisky. Obviously, they were wrong. And
they made a run at Russell Wilson.
But Ryan Pace and the head coach, Matt Nagy, they knew they got to get a quarterback. And so, as they say, as the board started to shape up and Justin Fields, who they had a very high grade on, started to fall, well, it was within the range, Skip. We don't have to blow up our entire future in order to get the quarterback of our future. So now it would have handicapped them. If they'd had to give up too much capital, Skip, now that handicaps them to put talent around him. So I love the move. I love it. You know, first round, the fourth round, and the fifth round, and the move up. And like you said, Skip, they wanted Russell Wilson. They were willing to go probably 2 or 3 first rounders for Russell Wilson, but Seattle was like, "No, we good. We're going to hold on to Russ." I like this move. I like this kid. I believe he'll be great there. Now Matt Nagy has someone that they can open up the playbook with. Trubisky, Skip, it wasn't like he was bad, but I don't know if he was ever going to be the guy that warranted the second overall pick. When you go that high, Skip, you kind of probably need to win a Super Bowl or get your team to a championship game. It didn't seem like that. It just seemed like he was going to be besieged by the mistakes at the most inopportune of times. And like you say, Trey Lance says he values the football. It seemed like at times Trubisky did not value the football.
Agreed.
I like what the Bears did. They didn't have to mortgage their entire future to get this kid. So now they get him in the West Coast system.
Yep.
He'll be. If Matt Nagy is the guy that they think he is as a play caller, this kid in this system should be special.
I believe that Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy saved their jobs last night. This shocked me. I didn't see them coming.
No.
But what shocked me even more was the discounting of Justin Fields all through this process. And you and I went back and forth. Was there a racial component to this? Well, it didn't seem to affect Trey Lance's stock.
Right.
It kind of went through the roof.
Correct.
But for some reason, and we know what we kept hearing, Justin Fields' stock was falling slightly, but enough that he fell out of. I thought the Jets should have strongly considered him, if not taken him at number 2.
Right.
Because he's ready to play. He could step in. He played 2 years at Ohio State, played on the biggest stages in the sport, and played big on the big stages.
Yeah, it's 2 years of starter, Skip, in the college football playoff.
Yeah.
We lost in the semifinals, lost in the finals.
Okay.
Got a pretty impressive resume, if you ask
me. So if the Jets are ready to throw some kid into the fire, in this case, Zach Wilson, who, by the way, looked like he was 14 years old last night.
Yeah.
But if you're ready to throw him into the fire, well, Justin Fields will do better than Zach Wilson.
Skip, you said about Zach Wilson because when they panned on the green room, that was his brother. I was like, well, damn, he looked young. He was already on the stage because he looked the age of his brothers.
He did. Okay, so predictably, I guess, Justin Fields starts to fall.
Right.
And so I was tweeting, who's gonna be smart enough to rise up and take him?
Right.
Because whoever does that's gonna pull off the steal of the night.
Right.
And it was of all teams, it was the Chicago Bears who took Mitchell Trubisky, who the best thing I can say about Mitch Trubisky is he wasn't bad.
Right.
That's all. He wasn't bad.
Right.
And one fateful night on a Thursday night in 2019, he torched my Dallas Cowboys. Remember that?
Yes.
He looked like a world beater. He looked like a Pro Bowler.
Right.
Okay, so this was such a shrewd move because Justin Fields is made for Chicago because this is a tough kid, man.
Yes.
This is mental, physical toughness. Remember against Clemson, he's torching them with 6 touchdowns, but he gets his ribs cracked and he just blows right through it, right? Did he not show you some grit?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
my God. So to me, I tweeted this last night. Justin Fields, if I can go this far, has a little Ditka and Butkus in him.
Yes.
And he can run 4.4. How about that?
Yep.
So when have the Bears ever had anything like this since Sid Luckman, who again retired in 1950?
Yeah, they did have one quarterback that could run, but I don't know if he could throw it like this. You remember Vince Evans?
Do I? I covered Vince Evans and knew him well when he was at USC.
Vince Evans could throw the football.
He was pretty good. I love that. Well, he could really throw it for USC when he was with. Do you remember Ricky Bell? And
I do.
Vince Evans, what a 1-2 punch they were.
Yeah, they were. This kid has it.
Okay,
this kid has
got it. So they've had their moments with Jim McMahon, who was the Super Bowl Shuffle quarterback, but he was just pretty good. And it was arguably the greatest defense ever. Yeah, all right. And Jim Harbaugh got them to the playoffs one year. My Cowboys took care of them, and that was with Steve Berline over Troy Aikman and at that point.
Yep.
But then you look at Jay Cutler. Well, he did get them to an NFC Championship game, and that was it, right?
I mean, Skip, when you go back and look at the quarterback, Mike Tomczak and all those guys, they had Cordell Stewart. They had, like you said, Caleb Haney filled in. It's just been a hodgepodge of guys. You got to go one quarterback in all those years. I mean, basically Sid Luckman and everybody else were just guys.
Yep, just guys. This guy will change life in Chicago because he's a gamer, he's a baller. He's just what he fits what they do, and he'll fit that system.
And they got Allen Robinson. They got some nice pieces around it.
They do. It was a sweet steal for the Chicago Bears, and it shocked me because Dave Gettleman, the Giants GM, has never, ever traded back, and he was the one who did it.
He said, well, I ain't going to get fleeced while you trade me back. You ain't going to just give me a fifth rounder for me to trade back, where did he go back, 9 spots?
Yep, to 20, and they took Kadarius Toney, who I like a lot. He is explosive, so they got their wide out there.
But what did they do, Skip? You see what they're doing? Daniel Jones, giving him more weapons.
They're trying.
They got him Galladay, Slayton. They got Shepard. They got Evan Ingram. They got Tony.
They got a core now.
Yeah, so you see with the young guys, they try to,
And obviously Saquon, they say, is on schedule to come back.
They picked up that 50 option. So what they're saying, the young guy, okay, Daniel Jones, you say, we ain't give you, we won't give you weapons. Okay, now you got to show us now.
Okay, can he rise up and meet the hype? That
long as he I need him to rise up. I need him to rise up twice.
Yep.
You don't need to know the games.
Look, we got Aaron Rodgers. It seems like he wants out. Tom, only you can upstage Aaron Rodgers. Are you retiring in the next 6 months? That's the only way we can upstage Aaron Rodgers tonight.
Yes. What would you guys have to talk about on your show, Shannon, if it wasn't that?
But Tom, I got to win some juice.
Skip's always got my back, and then I turned you, and I'm like, why is he always, hold on, that's my guy.
Always betting on the Patriots.
I be trying to win some due. He always betting on you and the Cowboys. So the only way I can win some due is to bet against you. And I built a swimming pool full of due because I've lost. I've lost like 30 cases in the last playoffs because I picked against you every game and you won every game.
And you said Skip wrong, Tom. You said Skip. It's Skip. It's not Skip.
Hey, Kevin, you ain't gonna talk about my boy like you're not doing that.
It's Skip.
Shannon.
Get him, Prime. Get him.
Okay, Shannon, I'm going to deal with you in a bit. Skip, I see you grinning over there. What do you make of all this?
Shannon Sharp, thanks to you, I just experienced the most rewarding moment of my entire career. Tom Brady watches Undisputed. Tom Brady knows I have his back. Tom Brady knows you don't. And as usual, Tom Brady killed with kindness because he is the smiling, chuckling assassin.
Yes.
He stuck the knife in while he was chuckling, right?
Yes.
He chuckled all the way through it because he thought you should have his back, but you never have his back.
Yeah, that's what he thought, Skip.
Thank you, Tom Brady.
And I told him I'm going to get all my due back once he retires. You ain't going to have nobody to bet on.
Oh, how good did that feel? I mean, I feel like Tom might actually know who I am now that I know he knows who's Skip and Shannon. Maybe, just maybe.
Oh, he watched. Oh, Skip,
I also have his back.